Hello friends and welcome to Story Time. Today, we have a wonderful tale about a very brave. It's called The Brave Duck Who Asked for Help. Are you ready? Let's begin. Once upon a time, nestled in a lush green meadow, there was a sparkling pond that shimmered like a giant sapphire. This pond was home to many happy creatures, but none were quite as adventurous as Dilly, a little duckling with feathers as bright as sunshine and a heart full of courage. Dilly loved exploring. Every morning, she would paddle to the farthest reeds, race the water striders, and try to count all the lily pads. To her, being brave meant doing everything all by herself. One sunny morning, Dilly woke up and noticed something was wrong. The pond water, usually so clear and fresh, was murky and still. The gentle gurgle of the stream that fed their pond was gone. Worried, Dilly swam towards the stream's entrance. Her little heart thumped when she saw the problem. A huge jumble of fallen branches, tangled weeds, and sticky mud had created a dam, blocking the fresh water from flowing into their home. Oh no, c'est quoi que? Car if the stream stays blocked, our beautiful pond will dry up. Dilly, being the brave duckling she was, decided she had to fix it. I'm brave. I can do this alone, she told herself. She pushed against a small twig with her beak. It budged a little. Encouraged, she tried a bigger branch. She pushed and she pushed her little webbed feet, paddling furiously, but the branch wouldn't move. She tried pulling at the slimy weeds, but they were tangled up like a big, green knot. After an hour of struggling, Dilly was exhausted and covered in mud. The dam was still there, as big and stubborn as ever. She felt a little tear well up in her eye. Maybe being brave wasn't enough. Just then, a wise, old voice called out from the bank. Having a spot of bother there, little one? It was Barnaby, the ancient turtle who had lived by the pond for longer than anyone could remember. His shell was like a map of old stories, and his eyes were kind and knowing. Dilly wiped her beak. Oh, Barnaby, the stream is blocked, and I've been trying to fix it all by myself, but it's too big for me. I wanted to be brave and save the pond. Barnaby chuckled gently, a low, rumbling sound. Ah, Dilly, he said, slowly making his way to the water's edge. Being brave doesn't always mean doing things alone. Sometimes, the bravest thing you can do is ask for help when you need it. Dilly looked at the massive dam and then at wise old Barnaby. She had never thought of it that way. Could asking for help really be brave? But who would help me? She asked quietly. We would, chirped a chorus of voices. Dilly turned to see her friends gathering around. There were the Frog Brothers, Felix and Ferdinand, known for their powerful kicks. There was Beatrice the Beaver, with her strong teeth perfect for chewing wood. And there was a whole family of field mice, small but great at pulling things. They had all seen Dilly struggling, and had come to see if she was okay. Dilly's heart swelled with happiness. She wasn't alone after all. Barnaby smiled. All right, team, he announced. Dilly has shown us the problem. Now, let's work together to solve it. What's the plan, Dilly? Dilly felt a new kind of bravery bubble up inside her, the bravery of a leader. She looked at everyone, and an idea popped into her head. Okay, she quacked excitedly. Beatrice, your teeth are so strong. Could you chew the bigger branches into smaller pieces? Beatrice nodded eagerly, her flat tail thwacking the ground. Felix and Ferdinand, Dilly continued, your strong legs can kick away the mud and loose weeds once the branches are smaller. The Frog Brothers puffed out their green chests and said, Ribbit, you can count on us. And what about us? Squeaked Squeaky, the littlest mouse, stepping forward with his family. Dilly looked at their tiny paws. You all are the best pullers I know. Say, Saïd. Once the weeds are loosened, you can all grab a strand and pull together, like a big game of tug-of-war. The mice cheered with tiny squeaks. And what will you and I do, Dilly? Asked Barnaby. We will be the directors, she announced. You're wise, Barnaby, and you can see everything from the bank. I'll be in the water, showing everyone where the most stubborn spots are. We'll be a team." And so, the Great Pond Rescue began. It was like watching a well-oiled machine. Beatrice the beaver got to work, gnawing through the thick branches. Asterisk, crunch, crunch, snap. Asterisk, small logs and sticks started to float free. Then, Felix and Ferdinand leaped into action. Asterisk, splash, sploosh, kick. Asterisk, they sent clouds of mud and clumps of weeds flying, clearing the way. Following right behind them were the mice. "Heave, ho! Heave, hoo!" they chanted, pulling on long strands of pondweed with all their might. Little by little, the tangled mess started to unravel. Dilly swam back and forth, quacking instructions. "A little more to the left. Ferdinand, Beatrice, there's a big one under the water here." Barnaby watched from the bank, offering advice. "Careful now, team, slow and steady wins the race." It was hard work, but no one complained. They were all working together, and it felt amazing. They laughed as Felix accidentally kicked mud onto Ferdinand's head. They cheered when Beatrice finally broke through the biggest log. Dilly realized this was much more fun than trying to do it all by herself. Seeing her friends working so hard for their shared home made her feel braver than ever. Finally, with one last mighty pull from the mice and a powerful kick from the frogs, the last bit of the dam broke free. A trickle of water started to flow. Then, the trickle became a gush, and soon the stream was singing its happy gurgling song once more. Fresh, clear water poured into the pond, washing away the murky brown. Everyone cheered. They had done it. The pond was saved. Dilly swam to the center of the pond and looked at her friends, all tired but beaming with pride. "Thank you," she quacked, her voice full of emotion. "I couldn't have done it without you. I thought being brave meant being on my own, but Barnaby was right. The bravest thing I did today was ask for your help." Barnaby smiled his slow, wise smile. "And we are all very proud of you for it, Dilly. Remember, a single feather is light, but together, many feathers can make a wing that can soar." From that day on, Dilly the duckling was still the most adventurous explorer on the pond, but she understood a new kind of bravery. She knew that facing a challenge with your friends by your side makes you stronger, not weaker. And whenever a problem seemed too big to handle, she was the first one to say, "Let's do this together." The pond was happier and safer than ever, all because a brave little duck learned that true courage is about knowing when to ask for help. And that's the end of our story. I hope you enjoyed the tale of Dilly and her friends. Always remember, just like Dilly, it's super brave to ask for help when you need it. We all need a little help from our friends sometimes. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you for our next Storytime adventure. Bye for now.